Hello guys, welcome back to my channel Elite Wrestling World. I am your host GhostSaad. Thank you guys for joining me right here for Friday Night Dynamite post-show review. What an excellent show we have. So loaded card tonight. So just let's get dive into it and talk about the show. We started off with Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin versus Wheeler Yuta and Daniel Garcia in a tornado tag team match. Very good start to the show to get the crowd going as Death Riders downfall continues. With Allin getting another member to submit, I wouldn't mind if Cassidy and Allin were a more consistent tag team, but I don't know if that's in the cards. So a very good match, tag team match, tornado rules. Wheeler Yuta and Daniel Garcia looks great in that as well. So overall, I think that's a very good showing for both the tag teams. So for the finish, we saw Yuta was caught with soul food before Cassidy hit a dive on Garcia through a table. Allin applied the Scorpion Deathlock on Yuta, who had no choice but to tap out. Regular thing for Daniel Darby Allin to use Scorpion Deathlock. So we saw Renee backstage with Don Callis' family talking about the family summit tonight. Callis said tonight he'll show his family has never been stronger than ever until he welcomed the Bucks, saying it's criminal what this company has done to them. And my Callis is going to give the former friends of Kenny Omega a ton of pyro, and Bucks seems pleased with that. So next up we saw the Bucks, FTR, JetSpeed, and Kevin Knight, Jurassic Express four-way for the World Tag Team Championship number one contenders match. Oh boy, that was one hell of a match. All the four teams look very strong, and I think every team had their time to shine, and the crowd was into this from the opening bell. For teams that have done seemingly everything possible in the ring, it's incredibly impressive that they still bust out moves from the arsenal we haven't seen before. Multiple near falls had the fans biting at false finishes, and finally we caught what we intended and what is the direction as we see FTR were clobbered with super kicks and shatter machine of their own by Nick and Matt Jackson. Bailey followed with a moonsault of his own as back inside Kevin hit a UFO splash on Nick but bounced up to allow FTR to hit a shatter machine for the win. I think this is going towards FTR winning at full gear, and then we will continue their feud with Cope and Christian for the tag team titles. I think that's a great direction to follow. Next up, we saw Don Callis family summit. Callis comes out with Kazuchika Okada, Kyle Fletcher, Hechicero, Rocky Romero, Al Clone, Lance Archer, Josh Alexander, and Mark Davis. No injured family members, no Andrade, but also no Konosuke Takeshita. So Callis handed the mic over to Romero, who said, first question, who is the Don Callis family? They are the most dominant and largest faction in wrestling today. Romero revealed a painting, and La Familia called it. He also told us that Konosuke Takeshita has traveling issues, so he's not here right now. Alexander then said, what is the family all about? He directed things to the screen and we get a highlight package of the family. And Fletcher got the mic, brought out and read an oath they all took before joining the family. Mid-oath, Konosuke Takeshita comes out and he must have overcome his travel issues. Okada didn't look too pleased with that. Takeshita came to the ring, everyone applauded, and then Callis knows he and Takeshita, Okada and Takeshita built this family on the ashes on Kenny Omega, so he wanted them to shake hands. As Callis screamed at Takeshita to shake Okada's hand, Takeshita held out his hand, but Okada slowly flipped him off and had a smile on his face and saw him the middle finger. So that just Callis said shaking hands might not be a way to go, so he got a team. So both gonna team on Collision, and I thought this was an excellent segment. Another step in Takeshita and Okada finally exploding. So that was a very good segment to move these stories. Next up, we saw Jon Moxley, Kyle O'Reilly rematch from the last week. Both of these wrestlers are very good professional wrestlers. They had a great chemistry. The story of Moxley panicking while in submissions, I'm sure, will play a pivotal role in a few weeks and could possibly smell his demise in the Death Riders come Blood and Guts. So we get a no contest by count out. Both guys were outside in submission, and referee counted out. So that ended in a count out. The crowd chanted bullshit when Shafir hit the ring and leveled Aubrey Edwards with a forearm. Claudio hit the ring. Roderick Strong comes out. Wheeler, Yuta and Daniel Garcia ran in. Darby, Orange Cassidy, Mark Briscoe finally ran in. Allin throws out the challenge, and Briscoe just telling the Threaders to just get ready and passing the mic to Orange Cassidy to make it official. And he just casually said, Blood and Guts, and the challenge is official for November 12th, Dynamite Blood and Guts. So that is done and dusted and all set up. Next up, we saw Jamie Hayter and Queen Aminata versus the Sister of Sins. But before that, we saw Mercedes beating down Chris Statlander backstage. Athena comes out to makes the assist for the attack, and then Willow and Harley comes out to make the save. So that is also building towards next week tag team tournament match. So tonight we saw Jamie and Queen Aminata versus Sister of Sins, quick but somewhat surprising finish. And it does continue planting seeds for Women's Blood and Guts. Hayter and Blue advance to face Monet and Athena and Harley Cameron and Willow Nightingale next week, the winner of that match. Blue and Aminata trade home runs forearms until it switches to slaps. Hayter and Hart slipped outside where we missed Tekla blindsiding Hayter with a spear, and that caused the demise and Sister of Sins getting the win. So a shocking result, but I think Sister of Sins deserve this, and they're moving towards the next round in the tournament. And in the main event, we saw Joe, Hook, Ricochet, Bobby Lashley world title number 1 contenders match, an action-packed main event with probably the most predictable outcome. But I think that's a very good match because Joe lost clean in the ring at Wrestle Dream, so he needed a win to get the title shot again. So I think that is fair enough. So we saw Ricochet loaded up the spirit gun, but Hook countered it into the red rum. Hook in the corner and wanted a muscle buster, but Lashley flew in with a spear on Joe, and we saw Joe sank in coquina clutch on Hook, and Lashley was outside dealing with Ricochet, and Hook taps out and Joe gets the win. So that is a very good action-packed main event. Post-match, we saw Hobbs Shibata coming to the ring, Tony Schiavone getting the contract to Joe, and he signed it without reading it. But after that, a Marshmallow Man just ripped the mask off, and it wasn't Hangman. Joe wanted to check that Marshmallow Man, and it was no Joe. He just blindsided that Marshmallow Man. And after that, Shivani voice we saw, and someone is coming out looking like Shivani, and he tossed it, and he just revealed it was Hangman Adam Page, and he just blindsided the Hobbs, and Shibata punted and then smashing the beer bottle over to Joe's face and hitting a buckshot lariat to stand tall against Samoa Joe. So that was the segment to close the show. I think that was a really good segment to close the show, and it's gonna be very good match between Page and Joe at Full Gear. So guys, this was the post-show review. Please guys like and share this video, subscribe to my channel, and keep watching Elite Wrestling World.